Hi, how's it going? We've been getting a lot of really great questions in our social media comments, emails, and things like that. And so I wanted to just make a couple of videos kind of answering the more common ones. First off, I want to say we're probably about 3 weeks from the Indiegogo launch, is what we're looking at the beginning of March. So that's not a set in stone date yet. We do have a couple of question marks, but we're getting really close. We're really excited, so we hope you are too. Now, what I want to talk about with this first video is exactly what this kayak is and is not for. Um, we've been getting a lot of questions about whitewater rapids and things like that, and so this may be review for a lot of people, but I want to talk about the different types of kayaks. You've got generally there you can get a lot more specific than this, but there's whitewater kayaks, there's sit on top kayaks, and then there's sit inside kayaks. Whitewater kayak, just like it sounds, that's for tackling those rapids, those faster moving rivers, things like that. And it's really specific for that. It's got a nose that kind of scoops up, bounces over those obstacles, over those waves, really sits on top of the water. Ideal for those kinds of situations. And I'm going to include pack rafts here as well. Not technically a kayak, but very similar use to a river kayak, a whitewater kayak, and with that additional pack ability, so you can get to those really remote waters. So both really great options for that. They struggle more once you get to calmer waters where you're needing to move yourself along by paddling. Because they do sit on top of the water, they're kind of going to wobble back and forth, not have really great tracking. Not a lot of storage in a whitewater kayak, a few things like that. So really great for those rapids. And if that's what you want to do, I strongly encourage you to check those out. Great boats, either one of those. Now the next type, sit on top kayak, that is for situations where you're probably going to be getting wet. You know that there's going to be waves coming up and over your boat, but the hull is self-draining, so that water just goes right through, so you can keep paddling. And really cool boat for that. The downsides there are you've got a little bit higher center of gravity, so that takes a little bit of the stability sometimes. Not a lot of, again, storage in a sit on top kayak usually. You might have a place you can strap something down. Typically a little slower, but still really cool boats. And eventually we would like to offer a sit on top version of our kayak. That will not be this launch though. What we're focusing on is that last type, the sit inside kayak. And so that's what a lot of people picture when they think of a kayak. It's got these walls around you, kind of keep the water out as long as you don't have really big waves coming over the top. It's really tapers to a narrow end on the hull, so you've got really good tracking. You're cutting through the water. You can paddle straight. You're gonna go straight. A little more storage inside, lower center of gravity, good stability, all of that. And so that is what we're focusing on with this first boat. And then to add to a standard sit inside kayak, we want to bring that packability to it. So you can put it in a backpack, take it hiking up to that remote lake somewhere, or put it in a suitcase. You can fly with this on a plane, take it on vacation with you if you're going somewhere with that coastline or a little islands, lakes, something like that you want to check out. Sometimes there's kayaks you can rent. Sometimes there's not a boat available at all. Now you can bring your own and have that whenever you want it. Or just day-to-day life. You live in a place where you don't have a lot of storage for a kayak, you don't have a roof rack, don't have a pickup, something like that, or you just don't want to mess with it. You can keep this in the trunk of your car, keep it on a shelf in a closet. So you get off work, pop it out of your trunk, go paddle at the park, go down to the bay, whatever, get a paddle in that day when you might not have otherwise. Or you can take this, in a backpack on your bike, or really just trying to make it where whenever you want to have kayak there, to get a paddle in, it's available. So yeah, let us know if you have any other questions. We will be making more videos throughout the week. Thanks for sticking around, and talk to you soon.